Here I'm going with Nick. He's driving our... We're at Sebring International Raceway. And it's mid to late September. We're in a golf cart, team golf cart, and we're passing start finish now. This is a famous racetrack. So we're just going out to scope it out and see what the track's like. And you can see how rough it is. It's bouncing as we're going down the straightaway, and this is full speed. And Nick's going to be looking at his apexes, because when you slow things way down, you can see what the track is like. Because at full speed, it's hard to tell what's happening. So we're going to take a lap with you around Sebring right now, of course at a very slow speed, and see what it's like. And Nick is going to go through it in his head as he's driving the golf cart, so he can figure out what he can do better. And this is what race car drivers do. They walk racetracks, they look at crevices and cracks and bumps, and they take bicycles out and they keep studying them. See the dark area? Those are where brake marks are happening. That's where the car is sliding. Hey, look at those puppies. The Humane Society.
Yeah, I saw.
So again, he's hugging this turn one. This is a very fast turn, and there's, even though it looks like it's way out there, that's very close. We're a little higher, yes, than the raceway. So as you see, it gets tighter and tighter, and Nick's looking at where he is on track, and he's trying to follow that exact line, as they call it, the racetrack line. Now the brake marker boards are just going up, and you can see all the remnants of previous mistakes. Beautiful tree. And it's a 3.74 mile track. And this is actually an old airport. If you look off in the distance, you can see airplanes still running. But a lot of this is an old military base. 100 marker. And as a lot of pro drivers know, the later braking points are not always the best. You want to keep the car smooth. So if somebody's on the line, we'll just have to go around them, I guess. That's a coach telling them what they should do and where, and then the driver has to memorize that. And when they come out tomorrow, they're going to try to follow what they've learned. And they do that over and over until they get it right. And it takes years. It takes years of practice and memorization and muscle memory. So you see they're talking about where to be at the apex. Yeah, that's our Skip Barber friends. So now we're gonna let the car unwind off the apex. We're gonna come over on the corner exit, let the car come over right up onto the curb. See how rough that is, how high? And that can unsettle the car, so if you don't know what you're doing, you can get into trouble. And somebody's sideways on the track. That's not good. So red flag. And then Nick's gonna let the car kind of do what it needs to do, because if you try to hold the car too tight, you're just slowing it down slowly. You're scrubbing speed, as they say. See the pavement changes, the repairs they've made to Sebring. We first came out here with my father in around 1975. This track's been around since, I think, the 50s. 1952, I think. So Nick's he's concentrating. We were here for 4 days last week, and Nick put in 6 hours of testing. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in the car for 6 hours of full concentration, it's a lot. A lot of people can't even handle 20, 30 minutes of driving at this focused pace, ultra focus.
Enter this braking zone so that you don't unsettle the car and low ABS for you guys. So.
Very good. And this is the 7 Hotel. This is built originally by Down Panos, Scott Atherton, American Le Mans Series. So Nick's talking about the smoother part of the track. Here we go. This is rough. These are those gatorbacks or alligators, whatever you want to call them. They're native to Florida. Yeah, you're normally way on the left, huh?
Yes. You're fully straddling those.
Fully straddling. That scares me. It's pretty bad for a race car, just so you know. So that was turn 7, where the 7 Hotel is. 7. And then 8. Every racetrack has its distinct coloring on the guardrails. And, well, Sebring, as you can see, is blue and white. Watkins Glen, light blue. Every track has its own coloring. Hope you're enjoying this, because I sure am. It's cooled off, it's nice, and we're gonna run tomorrow, so go to YouTube and watch the SRO series. Okay, we have a pavement change here. So you're not on these higher curves.
No.
Not going to take that course, and they haven't even put up the number signs yet, the brake markers, but you can see the heavy braking and all over the track how people have tried different.
Because it's a passing zone.
Yes, well, that's a good point. Nick just said that's a passing zone, so people will dive in or do everything, and you have to protect that. Usually you don't want to block. There's kind of a fine line between blocking and protecting. Nice runoff over there. Nick doesn't use these high curves. Just touch them on. That's a dangerous one. Do you feel the curve when you get next to it?
Yes. You just nibble.
Okay, nibble. And remember, in the computer world, 2 nibbles make a bite.
Yeah. You end up pushed. Then end up all the way over here.
Okay.
But you've got to hustle the car back.
Got to get the car back so you can use the whole track.
To somewhere around here. Because what you're trying to do is get parallel.
Where the brake markers are.
Yeah.
Get parallel with the track and get set up for the next turn.
Heavy braking right about here.
That looks pretty dangerous to be on that curve.
You don't touch that curve.
Okay. You can see
Coming
the
in,
old
you brake it, you release, and then a high level.
So that's an early. It's an early apex.
Yeah, there's a little bit of camber right here.
Okay.
And you want to be back at full throttle as quickly as possible. I think the best description is that you want to be, you know you've done the corner right, but going back to full throttle is scary.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
You carry so much engine speed in.
they've got a brake marker signs up, and
Yeah, I don't.
it doesn't really make sense, huh?
No, we don't brake here.
To turn left.
No, maybe they've always been there. I've never noticed. I'll have to go back and look at video.
Well, you're not really braking that much for the left, are you?
Back there,
No, right here for this left turn.
you don't brake at all. This is
Yeah.
you're flat.
So
all
this
the way
just
through.
doesn't make sense then.
Yeah, I don't understand why any of this is up. So you're coming out here and you widen this a little bit. You get a little bit of it. Just
Nick's been running club cars for many years, and he's stepped up to these two GR Supras, and he's pushing himself. He's learning all the time. He's constantly in the car, whether it's a go-kart or a car or a dirt fish or whatever it is. He's always out there doing something about every 3 weeks.
and you come in.
So notice how this is full speed.
This is full speed. Touch these. You can get yourself parallel and as far to the left as possible.
Okay.
You'll notice it's another passing tunnel.
Yes,
Look
I
at
see
all
all
of them.
the braking. So people will dive in on your right here. If you're on the left, you're set up for the turn properly. Somebody may take advantage of it. They have better brakes, or they're crazy, or whatever it is.
And you're trying to get the car turned. You've got to use these rumble strips. It's going to be a little bumpy.
Rumble strips,
Turning.
turtle.
It's going to push you you have no choice. Your car gets shoved all the way out here.
Imagine what that does when you have slip control.
And then you're up on here. And then the car gets pushed off a little. And then you pavement change. You straddle. Put the left side tires on the pavement, on the concrete.
And you notice how this is all that aircraft, that old aircraft, square concrete. And then we have turn 16.
16. You just use a little bit.
And then we have like a quarter-mile straightaway or more. You got on it a little late, Nick. And then wait till you see turn 17. The infamous turn 17. Both, even pro drivers, talk about how diabolical it can be, because there's so many different ways to take turn 17, and everybody's trying to find their way to do it. That if their car is set up properly, with the shocks set up right and the clicks are where it should be, it's the roughest turn on the track. And all the photos you see of Sebring will usually be a turn 17 with the wheels off the ground and the driver doing what they can to hustle the car through that turn. And they call it turning a wheel in anger, right? And racing, they're going through there. There's our setup, there's our guys waving. But these are all the GT4 cars. The GT3 cars are on the other side. That's our paddock area. And okay, so see the marker boards? Nick brakes between 1 and 200. I think Terry, our pro, our coach, brakes closer to 100. But you know, that's what you do. As you learn, you give yourself, you get a little closer every time, but you don't push it too far, because you don't want to pay the consequence. Yeah, there are a lot of walls out here. Okay, 4, 3. And you notice he started turning. See that? 2. And he's braking as he's turning. Slowly. But look how rough this is. See the areas of the braking areas where the car is doing what it can to just stay planted onto the concrete and on the cement as you're turning. And then Nick was pointing out there's a blue dot up on the bridge, and you're shooting to be under that. And notice how bouncy it is. Imagine that at speed in a car with very little suspension with 1,000-pound springs in it. And now we're on the last turn. We're coming up to the straightaway, Sebring Racetrack, and you come out and you go as far out as you can. Now this is an educated guess as to where you get the car out to. And there's Adam and Skier. Hey guys, happy birthday. Hey Craig.
How are you guys?
Pretty good. Good to see you. Yeah. And we've got our 50-kilometer limit. Okay, here we go. This is pit lane, and this is the first thing they see when they enter pit lane. They're staying on the left, and they don't go to the transition stage lane until they move over to the pit boxes.
Get the numbers across the
Yeah, look at who's won what years. Starts in, I think, 2021. I didn't see 22 yet, but I think it goes back to around 52. We have to confirm that. You can see Porsche, you can see Mobile up in these suites. We're in pit box 21. Wow, nice. That looks nice. Right Motorsports. Looks like we need to get ourselves a pit box. 52, Fraser Nash. All right, Nick, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking us on a tour around Sebring. All right, guys, see you later.